Hello guys, this is an Oil3D. Today I'm going to show you how you can create this scene inside Blender 3.3, and I'm going to show you the ways that I have used to achieve this result. If you are interested in this project file, you can find it on my Patreon. That's a great way to support me so that I can keep making videos like this in the future. And you can also like this video and subscribe to my channel. That's also another way to support me. So let's go to tutorial. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to keep everything as it is. I think I'm the first one who kept everything. So we are going to manipulate the camera, the cube first. Select it. You will see the transform property of this cube right here. If you press N, in case if you don't see it, just press N, it will slide out. And then let us adjust the dimension of this cube. So as you can see, we have a property or a tab called dimension. So I'm going to make the X to be 5 and the Y to be 5 and the Z to be 3 meters, since I want the dimension of the room to be like this. And go to the top view, and I'm going to select this part of the cube to be the wall that we are going to work on. So I'm going to navigate like this. Before that, let me move it 1.5 meters on the z-axis so that it will be on the origin, as you can see. And then after that, I think this is the face. Let me navigate like this. Hit tab to get inside of the edit mode, and then press numpad 3 or just select this face selection mode. It will change it to face selection mode so that you can select faces. So I'm going to select this face, and I want this to be separate object from this one. So to do that, I'm going to press P, and then as you can see, the option is called separate by selection, by material, by loose part. In this case, since we have already selected the one that we want it to be separated, I'm going to just press P again. I'm going to select this selection. Now this one is going to be a separate object. So to see that, if I get outside of the edit mode by pressing tab, as you can see now, this and this are now different objects. And then after that, I'm going to select this one and I'm going to press 8 to hide it so that I can see clearly what I'm working on. And then after this, as you can see, the origin is not on the surface of this mesh. I want that. I want to fix that. So to do that, I'm going to right click and then set origin to geometry. Now the origin is on the geometry and it's on the middle. And then after that, I'm going to press tab to get inside of the edit mode. I'm going to press Ctrl R to create subdivision, and I'm going to click it and I'm going to hit escape so that it will be placed on the center. After that, I'm going to go to face selection mode. I'm going to delete this face, press X and then delete faces. The reason that I'm doing that is since our design is going to be symmetrical, I only want to do the design on one part and mirror it on the next. That's why I have done this. So just select this one, go to modifier properties, and then I'm going to give it a mirror modifier like this. So if I hit tab to get inside of the edit mode, press 8, select everything. I'm going to press G. As you can see, whatever manipulation I'm doing on the left side is going to be mirrored on the right side. That's what I want. But as you can see, when I move them, they are going to be separated. I don't want that. So I'm going to activate clipping. When I do that, when I move them, as you can see, the geometry is going to adjust itself. It's not going to separate. So that's what I want. And then after this, I'm going to go to this face. And then before doing any manipulation on this surface, I'm going to apply the scale. As you can see, the scale, it's 2.5 on the X, on the Y, and 1.5 on the Z. This is just telling me that I have scaled it 2.5 times on the X axis, 2.5 times on the Y axis, and then 1.5 times on the Z axis. I want this to be applied. So to do that, I'm going to press Ctrl A and then scale. Now, as you can see, the scale is applied. It's 1. This is not now Blender is thinking, or it knows that this has not undergone any kind of scale manipulation. That's what I want. After that, I'm going to hit tab to get inside of the edit mode, and then I'm going to press Ctrl R and start to create my subdivisions like this. Press Ctrl R. I think the middle part, something like this. Maybe click this one, then press GX. Move it like this. Select this one, press GX. I'll move it like this. After that, I'm going to press Ctrl R. Create something like this. Press Ctrl R, and then I think I want to place it somewhere around here, like this. And I'm going to press Ctrl R. Ctrl R. I want the cladding to be somewhere, somewhere closer like this. And then after that, I'm going to alt click this edge loop. In order to select edge loop, just press alt click select multiple edge loops, hold on shift and then alt and then click the edge. As you can see now, multiple edge loops have been selected, and I'm going to press Ctrl B to bevel it. So this is going to be the gap between our designs, or our wall designs. I think something like this will be good. After that, I'm going to press Ctrl R and just place a gap from the edge similar to the gap that we have created. Press JX. I think something like this will be good. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this face selection mode, select this face and only this face, the two of them. And then I'm going to press I to insert it like this, and I'm going to press Shift R to duplicate or to repeat my manipulation that I have done. As you can see, I want something like this, and for this one, if I press I, as you can see, it's going to insert on this part also. I don't want to insert on this part, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change to edge selection mode. I'm going to activate snap, and I'm going to change this one to edge snap, and I'm going to press Control R. But as you can see, I want the subdivision to be applied on this part only. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this edge, and select this edge, and then press X and dissolve edge. After that, if I press Ctrl R, as you can see, the subdivision is going to be applied on this one. So I'm going to press Ctrl R and snap it right here. Press Ctrl R again, snap it right here. Press Ctrl R, snap it right here. Do the same process for the bottom. Just snap it right here, and then I think the last one is right here. And after that, I'm going to press Ctrl R and scroll my middle mouse upward so that I can create many subdivisions. I think something like this will be good. After that, I think I have three other than the H part. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to select 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to Shift Alt click this one, Shift Alt click the next, Shift Alt click the ones that I'm going to keep. After that, everything is selected. Press X and then limited dissolve, or press X and dissolve this. I think dissolve this works good. And then after that, I'm going to go to face selection mode. So I'm going to select this face like this. I'll Shift Alt click this one, Shift Alt click, Shift Alt click, Shift Alt click this one, Shift Alt click this one. No, I don't want that. Just what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on Shift click and then Control click the last one, Control click, Shift click again, and then Control click. As you can see now, just Control click is going to select the consecutive edge between your first selection and your last selection. It's going to select the shortest path between your first and your last, and it's going to select everything that's in between. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press E to extrude it like this. Yeah, I think like this will be good. Make sure that you have deactivated snap before you extrude it. And then after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one to edge selection mode. I'm going to alt click this edge. As you can see, it's going to select the entire edge loop. I'll click this edge, alt click, Shift Alt click, Shift Alt click, Shift Alt click, just to select multiple edge loops. Just hold Shift Alt click, it's going to select that. So just do this for every outer edge like this. I think this is good. After that, you tap to get outside of the edit mode, and I'm going to have apply a bevel modifier. As you can see, the bevel is not affecting anything, but I'm going to change the limit method to weight. And after that, I'm going to tap. Now I'm going to give the selected part weight, so I'm going to make the mean bevel weight to 1. Now when I do that, as you can see, the bevel is going to only apply the ones that I have given them a mean bevel weight. So for example, if I decrease it, if I get closer like this, if I decrease it, as you can see, now we can play with this. So I can make this one. Now this is going to be applied with full power. And then after this, I'm going to go to profile, and I'm going to change this one to custom. Now we have different presets. To see this clearly, let me deactivate this show overlays, and I'm going to select this support loops, as you can see. But we're not seeing anything. The reason for that is we need to add segments or subdivisions. So I'm going to make this one to 12 or something like this. Now we can see it clearly, right? And also we have let's see support loops, something like this steps, as you can see. But I think I like this one. I'm going to keep this one. So the more subdivisions that you give it, the more it's going to be detailed. I think 30 will be good. You can decrease the amount like this, as you can see, the amount of the bevel, but I think this is good. So the one advantage of using this is, as you can see, it's non-destructible. As you can see, you can just change it on any time that you want. So it's really useful using this non-destructive methods. And then after that, what I'm going to do is just hit tab to get inside of the edit mode again. I'm going to select the bottom part, but make sure that you are on face selection mode. So I think we have one problem right here. To fix that, I'm going to press K, click right here, then press X, and I'm going to click right here, enter. Now we have continuity, so I'm going to select this one, control click this one. I'm going to press shift 3 to duplicate this one, then I'm going to press P and then selection. Now this is a separate object. After this, I'm going to tap to get inside of 3D mode, press A and then press E to extrude it like this. I want the extrusion to be something like this. And then after that, I'm going to select this one, select this one later, and then I'm going to press Ctrl L. No, I think we have the bevel property right here, so I don't need to do anything. I was just going to copy all of the modifiers, the bevel, the mirror from this one and apply it right here. Since I have duplicated this one from this one, it has all the properties that I need. So after this, I'm going to select this one, hit tab. So I'm going to select the edge which I want this bevel to be applied. So I'm going to select this edge, control click this edge, and I'm going to give it the mean bevel weight to 1. Now we have this, as you can see. But I want, for this one, I don't think I want this one. Yeah, I think this one is better. I think this one is better. Geometry. I'm not going to change anything. After that, what I'm going to do is, after I have something that's suitable for me, I'm going to apply the bottom part. So I'm going to apply the bevel like this. Yeah, I don't think we have any problems. After this, I'm going to tap to get outside inside of the edit mode. No, I don't need to get inside of the edit mode. Just change this one to 3D cursor and then shift right click right here. The reason that I'm doing this is, I will show you in a bit. So if I select this one, press SZ and just press SZ, and if you see, as you can see, it's going to scale it in the Z axis and also with respect to the 3D cursor. That's why I have changed this one to be the manipulation, the transform pivot point to 3D cursor, and then place it on the top of this cladding. So just shift right click right here, and then if you press SC to scale it like this, you'll find something like the reason that I'm doing that is I want this part of the cladding to be a little bit longer. As you can see, it was shorter and it was not visible, so that's why I did this. So what am I doing? So just I'm going to scale it like this, press, and also what I'm going to do is shift right click right here, and I'm going to press S Y and scale it in the Y axis like this. Yeah, scale it in the Y axis. I think this will be good. Yeah, I think this will be good. After that, I'm going to tap, go to activate X-ray mode, and I'm going to select the bottom face, press GZ, and move it like this. Yeah, and then after that, I'm going to select it like this, and then press GY, and move it somewhere around here. After the next thing that we are going to do is, let me select this one, and then let me tap to get inside of the edit mode, and then I'm going to select this H, control click the last one, and I'm going to press shift D to duplicate it, and then press P and then selection. Now we have this. Then I'm going to tab again, press A, and then extrude it in the Y axis, press E and then Y, and extrude it somewhere around here. I think somewhere around here we could maybe GY, move it like this just a little bit. And then after that, I'm going to press A and then X and then limited dissolve. I don't want any of the unnecessary edges. After that, I'm going to press E to extrude it in the Z-axis and just press Z to fix it on the Z-axis. I think something around here will be good. After that, I'm going to use the same bevel technique for this one, right? And I'm going to tab and I'm going to select the one I want the bevel to be applied, which is this one. I'm going to give it a mean bevel weight of 1. When I do that, as you can see, now we have a really good looking gypsum design. So in order to, for example, I can press Alt H. Let me select this one, and then I'm going to tab, change this one to face selection mode, select the top, press P and then selection. I can also hide the top part like this. As you can see, now we can see this clearly. The reason that I love this one is it's non-destructive, so I can hit tab to get inside of the edit mode. Let me hide this one. Just I want this one to be a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is hit tab and then go to activate this show release, change this one to H selection mode, and then press GY like this. As you can see, press GZ like this, GY, and then GZ, GY. Yeah, just make it similar. I think somewhere around. So as you can see, that's the beauty of this one. I really like it. I think this one is smaller, so what I'm going to do is just press GY like this, and I'm going to activate this one, sorry, press GZ. Yeah, something like this would be good. Yeah, I think now I'm well satisfied with the height. So basically, guys, we have finished modeling the walls and the cladding and everything. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to populate this one with assets. So we're going to use all of the assets from 3D warehouse, the flooring, the wall designs, the lamp, the wall lamps right around here and here, some kind of wall art right around here, wall frames, the chair, the carpet, everything. We're not going to model those, of course, since we have unlimited number of those. It's really a waste of time to model them. So I'm going to populate the scene with those elements. So guys, after this, the next thing that we have to do is we have to import assets. The flooring, the chairs, the lamps, the wall painting or the wall design, the light that I'm going to place right here, the frames, all of them, we're going to import them. We are not going to model them since we have endless number of those items that are modeled for us. We don't have to do it ourselves. So to do that, I'm going to use a free website called 3D Warehouse. So I'm going to use assets from there. I will place the link in the description below for the asset that I have used. As you can see, this is the flooring that we are going to use. There are different kinds of chairs that you can choose from, I will place the link in the description below. So first, let us start with the flooring. Just download this flooring. Let me show you a couple of things that you have to do when you are importing in Blender. A couple of things that you might have to adjust. So the first thing is just go to Blender. You need an add-on called Sketchup Importer, which you will find the link in the description below. Just download that. It's a zip file. After you have downloaded that, what you have to do is go to File, and then go to Edit, and then Preferences, and in the add-ons, click this Install. After you have done that, go to the downloads, or probably this is the folder that it's downloaded, and then after that, just find the zip file that you have downloaded. And just select it. I have already installed the add-on, so I don't have to do it again. So select the add-on. After you have done that, if it's this one, just select it and then click this install add-on. After you have done that, you will see like this SketchUp import. You make sure that this is activated. After you have activated that, click right here and then select this Save Preferences. Now it will be saved. After it, to see if this add-on is installed correctly, what you have to do is go to File and then Import, and then you will see this Import SketchUp Scene. If you see that, that means that yeah, the add-on is installed correctly most of the time. So the first thing that we are going to do is let us import the this one. Just download it. After you have done that, go to File and then Import, select SKP, and then go to the folder, the folder that you have downloaded them. In my case, it's on the downloads. So I'm just going to select, find the name. I think you can just go to downloads. I can see them there. I think this one, FROs2, or you can just select it, right click, select rename, and then press Ctrl 8, select everything. Just copy the name, and you can go to Blender, and then you can just paste them in, including the extension. After you have done that, if you let me deactivate this Synas camera, since I don't want any camera to be imported with this file, so just I'm going to hit import SKP. Now this is imported, as you can see. Let me select this one, let me press X and then delete this one. So as you can see, this is the flooring that we have. Maybe we don't need two of them. I think one is enough, so I'm just going to select one, press X, delete. I'm going to select this one, press G to move it like this, and then I'm going to press R and then Z, then 90 degrees. As you can see, the origin is not on just geometries, so to fix that, what we can do is right click, then set origin to geometry. Now the geometry is in the middle, so I'm going to press G to move it like this. I think it's kind of perfect, right? What a coincidence. I think this one is also 5 meters. I think this is the scale. And then after this, let me press GY and then move it like this. If we want to snap it, what we can do is activate the snap button, change this one to face, and then I'm going to press GY. Now it's snapped to this face. We can be accurate like this. So I'm just going to delete this one since I'm not going to need it. Yeah, so this is my my flooring. And the next thing is let me import one of the chairs. So for example, let me import this one. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy the name, everything, go to Blender, go to File, Import, and then SKP. Then I'm going to paste the name. I don't have to search it or anything. After that, I'm going to import SKP. So let us see. Sometimes it will take time if the mesh that we have imported is a little bit high poly. The reason that the problem that we are facing right here is, as you can see, this is too big. The scale is not correct. What can we do? And if we are scrolling outwards, we can no longer see it. As you can see, we have a clipping issue. So to fix that, what we can do first is press N in your keyboard, and then go to View. As you can see, there's a clip start and a clip end. So this is just this shows us how much smaller that we can get, which is to 0.01 meters, and how much far that we can get to see things. So I want this to be 10,000 meters. When I do that, I can see most of the things. As you can see, this is the line. As you can see, you can only see up to this. As you can see, this the grid start to fade away. As you can see, so that's how you can see it. So I don't think more than 10,000 will be enough. So to fix the scale, what I do is I select everything like this. This is what I do most of the time. I just join them, right click, just select everything like this. Make sure that you have one active object, which will be outlined by yellow, as you can see, which is different from the rest of them, which is a kind of orange, right? So I'm going to right click and then join. You cannot join them, that's just my preference. Since this is going to be one object, I like to join them. After that, I'm going to press S and then scale it 0.1, 0.1, and then again I'm going to press S and then 0.1 again. Just I will not try to scale it by eyeballing. I will just use a constant number. It's probably enlarged by a constant number most of the time. Just so what I'm going to do is press S and I'm going to use maybe 0.5 again, as 0.5, until I have the proper scale, S 0.25. No, I think that's S 0.5. I think this is good. I think this is good. Yeah, I think this is the proper scale. Yeah, I think this is good. Press GZ and control, press GZ and it will snap to the floor. The next thing that you can do is go to item. You can see the dimensions of this. So as you can see, the height is 0.85 and the width from this up to this is 0.831. I think this is fair, right? But you can just use S.75. You can just do that. As you can see, when I do that, the height is it's much smaller, right? So I think this is good. I think this one is better. And after that, I'm going to press RZ and 180 degrees. Maybe this is big. Maybe this is a little bit big. We can adjust this later, you know, based on other things. So just populate the scene in a way that you want. I will place all of the materials that I'm going to use, the plants, you know, the carpet and everything. I will place them, just import them, and then after you have done that, we will go to the texturing. So guys, as you can see, I have finished placing the items or the assets inside the scene. Plants, you know, some kind of lamp, frame and wall lamps, as you can see. So just make sure that you do that, and also have changed the chair. It was a different one, right, when we have first imported it. I don't like that chair, so I just changed the chair. I think this will fit the scene really good. So I guess after this, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to texture the items. So most of the materials have their own texture when they are imported from 3D warehouse. So we don't have to worry about, you know, placing another external texture to create what we need. So let us start with you know, adjusting. So let us start with adjusting the texture of the chair or the armchair, as you can see. So this is the leather texture. So if I change this one to shader editor, as you can see, this is the texture. This is the setup that's responsible to what we are seeing here. But to make sure what we are seeing here is what we want, what you are going to do is select the object, hit tab to get inside of the edit mode, and let me deactivate this X-ray mode. Make sure that you're on face selection mode and select on the face that you want to view the material setup for. So for example, if I select this one, as you can see, this one is being selected, and this is the material setup. If I select this one, as you can see, now we have a different selection, and this is the material setup. So first, let us you know, adjust this one. So this is image texture. We only have an image texture, and I'm going to show you how you can use this one texture to create something that's interesting. So let me deactivate the show overlay so that I can see clearly. So let me get closer. So after this, let me give it a bump texture. So press Shift A, and you'll see an option called Add, and just type bump, and I'll place the bump right here, and then place the normal to plug the normal to the normal, and the color to the height. Now we have some bump, as you can see, but this is a little bit too much. So I'm going to make the distance to 0.005. I think that will be good. So if I play with the strings, as you can see, we have a bump that's really visible. The next thing is let me play with the roughness. So I can just plug this one right here in the roughness, and we'll have a roughness map, as you can see, but this is too reflective, right? So we have to manipulate this. So the first way to do that is we will place a color ramp. So I'm going to press Shift A and add RGB curves. Press Shift A and then add the type color ramp. You'll find it like this and place it in the middle. So this is our color ramp. So whenever I drag the black to the white, it's going to be more reflective. And if I drag the white to the black, it's going to be more rough, as you can see. It's not that much visible, but we can see the change, right? So in Blender, black is going to be more reflective and white is going to be less reflective. So that's the concept behind. So if I hit Control Shift click to see the map, as you can see, this is the map. So it's mostly black. So let me make this one like this. I want this to be white. And also I would click the black, and I'm going to make it select right here, and I'm going to make it something like this. So this is my roughness map. So if I Control Shift click this one, as you can see, this is my roughness map. So right now, after this, I can just make it like this, as you can see. I think maybe make this one a little bit more black. Yeah, I think we have lost our reflection. And I think the next thing that I need to do is I need to invert my my bump. I think the invert version is good. So guys, this is my texture for this one. If we have shading problem, what we can do is just select it and then right click and select shade out osmos. Now we will have those shading problems, but when we do that, sometimes we'll have this crisp edge. So I just prefer to use this use sharp edge. I think that will do best for most scenes. And the next thing that I want to show you is for this flooring. So if you select the flooring, it has different materials or textures. So to start with this, I'm going to select the first one, and this is texturing, as you can see. And I'm going to let me copy all of the settings from here. Just select the color ramp, select the bump, hold on shift when you are selecting them, press Ctrl C, go right here, and I'm going to press Ctrl V now where they have been pasted. So I'm going to place them right here, and then I'm going to plug this one right here, and then yeah, just plug this one right here. Just the same process that we have done. So after what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything like this, the three of them, and I'm going to press Ctrl G to group them. Now they have been grouped, and get outside of the edit mode. When I do that, as you can see, we have three things. The first one is displacement, the second one is the color, and the normal. So plug the displacement to the displacement, the color to the roughness, and the normal to the normal. And this factor is used for the roughness. So if I hit tab again inside of the edit mode, as you can see, this is plugged to the color ramp, and this factor will also be effective in controlling the roughness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one as it is, like this. And then if I let me drag this one like this, I think it's too reflective. Oh, I have yeah, I think that's a problem. So maybe something like this would be good. And also I can hit tab to get inside of the edit mode, and then I can press shift A and add RGB curves in the Control X, press shift A, add RGB curves on the color ramp, and then I can further control the the roughness, the reflectivity of different points on this map. So I think this will be good. I think this is good, right? So after that, I think I can just control the overall roughness and the overall intensity of this roughness like this. So I think this is good. So after that, what I'm going to do is, this is where the magic happens. I'm going to select this one, press Ctrl C, and I'm going to go right here, and then I'm going to press Ctrl V, and then I'm going to paste this one right, plug this one right here. Just plug on the first, this one on the second, the color on the roughness, and the normal on the normal, right? So after this, if I select this one, hit tab to get inside of this node group. As you can see, whenever I edit this inside of this, it will be applied on all of the textures which have this node group. So that's the function of this one. And also I can manipulate them differently also, as you can see, by using this factor. This factor does not affect all of them at once. It will only affect the one that's corresponding to the one that I have selected. So just as you can see, I can manipulate the roughness differently, and also I can get inside this, and I can manipulate everything, the roughness, the displacement, the bump differently. I mean similarly. So that's the function of this one. So just select this one, press Ctrl C, and paste it around every texture right here, and also finish all of the textures right here by giving them bump, roughness, and displacement as I have shown you. So guys, after you have finished giving them the roughness and the bump and the displacement, the next thing that you have to do is we have to give the leaves of the plant some kind of translucency, since they will pass through some kind of light. They are not opaque. So to do that, we have to give them an extra nodes, you know, to be for them to be able to resemble that. So let me select one of the leaves like this. Tap to get inside of the edit mode and select the leaf so that you can be sure that you have selected the leaf. So after that, I'm going to press Shift A, and then I'm going to add I'm going to translucent PSTF. After that, I'm going to press Shift A again, and then I'm going to type add shader. So I'm going to plug this one right here and plug this one on the second, like this. After we have done that, in the translucent, we have two nodes, the color and the normal. So plug the color to the color, and we have a normal here, which we have created using this texture as a bump, and plug this one to the normal. So now this is a translucent material which can pass through some kind of light. So make sure that you have made all of the three plants translucent. So after this, next thing that we are going to do, as you can see, this one, if I select this one, it's a different setup. As you can see, I have not given it any bump or anything. I have only given it some kind of metallic, and I have decreased the roughness. So that's all you need to do. You don't have to change the color or anything. After this, we have some kind of lamp right here. So this is the corresponding material. So select it. You'll see something like this. So just select this use nodes. It will create a basic principal setup. After this, in the surface, change this one to emission. Now this is going to be this is going to emit some light. So let me make this one 5. Just for now, we can adjust this later. So when we do that, as you can see, since both of them have the same object data, this is going to be applied on the other. After this, as you can see, this is sharp. As you can see, this one is sharp. I don't think this is realistic. So select it, hit tab to get inside of the edit mode, and press H, select everything, and then X, and select this limited dissolve first. Since we have unnecessary H, just limited dissolve will be good. And in your case, the angle will be 5. So just make sure to make it as small as possible, because we don't want to affect the shape of or the details of this mesh. So after that, I'm going to select this face, and let me get outside of the edit mode first. Make sure that the scale is applied. If the scale is not applied, if we try to bevel it, the bevel may not be applied correctly. So apply the scale. So in this case, it's already applied, so we don't have to worry about that. But to apply it, press Ctrl A is the scale, in case you don't know it. As you can see, if I press Ctrl A in the scale, as you can see, we have this option: create new object data, users, and apply transformation. The reason this is happening is if I go to this object data properties, as you can see, this have this and this, probably, yeah, this and this, they have the same object data. So in order to apply the scale or the rotation or the location of any object, you first have to make them separate. No two object data can be applied for one object, so just you have to make it separate. But in this case, since they have the scale is applied, you don't have to worry about that. So after this, let me zoom in again. In case if you are wondering how I'm navigating simply like this, it's just go to view navigation, and select this walk navigation. When you do that, it's going to activate the game navigation. W forward, A backward, A to the left, D to the right, E upward, and Q downward. It's just basic game navigation, and you will use your mouse to see whatever you want to see. So that's what I use, and I have assigned a shortcut for it. So as you can see, I have assigned V for it. In your case, just right click it, and you will have an option called assign shortcut. Select it and select V. Just if you want it to be V. I don't think V is used for any other shortcut. I'm not sure, but I think by using V, I have not got any kind of problem. So you can use V. So whenever you press V, you'll go to work navigation automatically. That's really simple, and you can navigate using your arrows or your WASD navigation system. So just let me go inside of the edit mode. I'm going to press Ctrl B, and then bevel it like this. I think this is accurate. To be more accurate, let him select it. Hit slash number in your keyboard, as you can see, and get out. You can see it clearly. After that, I'm going to get tab. I'm going to hold on shift and select this face also. As you can see, both of them are selected. After this, I can press Ctrl B and bevel it. You can scroll your middle mouse upward and downward to create to increase or decrease the number of subdivisions. So in this case, I think 4 is enough. As you can see now, we have some kind of bevel. This is what I want. And also for the top part, I'm going to select it, press Ctrl B, but let me select the bottom part also. Since they are going to be similar, I'm going to press Ctrl B and bevel it like this. After that, hit /number in your keyboard to unisolate everything that you have isolated. So I think this is the case. And for this one, as you can see, when I click it and go to this material properties, it does not have any material. So I'm going to select this use nodes, and I'm going to make this one black as it is, and maybe give it some kind of reflection like this. Yeah, something like this will be enough. And then after this, let me select this wall. For this wall, since we have created this ourselves, we need to have a custom material. So to do that, I'm going to use a free add-on called EPBR, which you'll find the link in the description below. You have to see how you can install this add-on. It has 2 steps. So after you have installed it, you will find it on the shader editor right here. And then if it will be called EPBR like this, so it will look like something like this. So I'm going to click load library. As you can see, I have different options. So I'm going to go to this painted plaster. When I do that, I have a lot of options. So most of them, they are kind of damaged plasters. So I'm going to select this one. I think this is good. And click this download icon. When you do that, it will give you the resolution option. So maybe download the 2K or 1K is not going to matter, since we're not going to go closer to the wall. But I think 2K would be good. Since this is a small project, you can also use 4K. It's not going to eat up your memory that much, since it's really small scene. But for this case, I'm going to use 2K since I have already downloaded the 2K. So just hit plus right here, and you'll have an option also. Just if you have downloaded different resolutions, you will see the resolutions that you have downloaded. In this case, I have already downloaded 2K versions. You can also go to local to see the downloaded plasters, or you can just go to online. But I think local will be good, so that you can navigate easily. So after this, I'm going to hit plus, and I'm going to hit OK. Now as you can see, the material is added, but we're not seeing anything. The reason for that is we have to delete the previous one. So I'm going to hit minus. As you can see now, we can see the the plaster, but it's not being applied correctly. This is not what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything like this. Hit tab to get inside of the remote, press A, and then I'm going to use cube projection. I don't need to UV unwrap it manually. So I'm going to use cube projection. So I think it's good. And then after this, I'm going to select this one and drag and drop it to the upper part. After this, I don't think this is good. Maybe press AU and Smart UV project. Right. Now I think we need to apply the bevel for this one. Just apply the bevel. I think apply the mirror and then apply the what did I do? Yeah, just apply the bevel like this. Now we can see the clear geometry. After this, you can press AU and then cube projection. And then after this, let me go to this UV editor. As you can see, this is the UV map. So let me press A and scale it until the size pretty much be similar to the bottom one. So let me get outside of the remote, press V and navigate it like this. I think this will be good. So I think the scale is good, right? I think the scale is similar. So after this, we can go to the shader editor and we can do our manipulation from here. So you can see the scale right here. I'm going to press Shift A and add a value node so that I can control the scale at once. And I'm going to use 10. I think let me try 10. I think 10 will be good, right? I think 10 will be good. Yeah, I think the scale 10 will be good. After this, let me decrease the displacement. If I make it 0, I don't think we can see the displacement from right here, but maybe the normals. So just I can decrease the normals if they're a little bit too much, And for this one, what I have done is for this painting, if I select the painting, as you can see, there's one thing different. So let me hit tab and let me select this face to be sure that this is the one that I'm seeing right here. And if you see right here, I have a clear coat. So that's the difference. The reason that I have done that is I want to have just extra layer of reflection. So if I decrease the roughness, where is the roughness? Sorry, if I destroy the bump and make it 0, as you can see, it looks like there's some kind of glass on the outside part, right? That's the reason that I have given it a clear coat, just to give an imitation of there's a glass on the outer part of the painting. So guys, basically this is it. So just finish anything that you have not finished. And the thing that I have forgotten is, if you see the flooring, it's kind of different. The reason for that is I have created some kind of node group which is going to manipulate the color. So if I hit tab, as you can see, it's just RGB curves and hue saturation node. So I have decreased the saturation to be 0.5, and I've given it some kind of curve. As you can see, you can just make it similar like this and use this value, and I've grouped it and plug this one to right here and the color to the color. So as you can see, on every part, this node is there. So when any manipulation I make here is going to be applied on all of them, right? This is the method that I have shown you right here. So just do this for the color also. So if I press Alt H and press V to navigate inside the room, this is what we got. The next thing that we are going to do is we have to decide where the light is going to come from. So for this case, I want the light to come from this side. So I'm going to select this cube. You tap to get inside of the edit mode. I'm going to press Ctrl R like this, and I'm going to place one edge loop right here, or maybe just closer to right here. Press Ctrl R again and place the second one right around here. And then next, I'm going to press Ctrl R again and press Ctrl R. Maybe something like this will be good. After that, I'm going to go to face selection mode, select this face, press P and then selection. Now this is a different material. I can press H to hide it like this. So I think this is what it's looking like. I think that's looking good. So the light is going to come from here. I might have to do some kind of curtain right here, which I will do later after we have created the lighting, So to create the lighting, there is an add-on called Easy HDRI, which you'll find the link in the description below. To install this add-on, it's not complicated, just it's as easy as a SketchUp importer. Go to edit and then preferences, and then after you have gone to there, just click install and select the zip file that you have downloaded. Select that zip file and select this install add-on. It will be installed, and you will find an option like this, Easy PBR. Just make sure that you have activated it. I mean Easy HDRI. Make sure that you have activated this Easy HDRI and go right here and select the Save Preferences. So after that, you will see it on this tab. Press N if you can see this tab. It will slide out like this, and you will see this Easy HDRI. You will see something like this. So for this add-on to work, you have to download a bunch of HDRIs from anywhere that you want and place them in a single folder. And as you can see, you can see a folder icon. So select this folder and go select that specific folder that I have told you about, and then hit accept. For my case, it's the download, so I just download my HDRIs and place them right here, and I'm going to hit accept. When I do that, like as you can see a bunch of HDRIs which I have downloaded from hdrpolyhaven.com, which is free. So I will place the link in the description below. So after this, I'm going to select this create warning notes. Now this add-on has created us a lighting setup, an HDRI lighting setup. So to see what we have got, what we are going to do is go to this render properties first. Make sure that your render engine is cycles, and if you have a GPU device, just make sure that the device is GPU, and activate this denoise, this viewport denoise. And after this, probably you can adjust the color management later. And the next thing that we are going to do before we go to the render views, we have to adjust a camera. So to do that, I'm going to shift right click right here. I'm going to press shift A, and then I'm going to select this camera. Now we have a camera right here. To see it, press GZ, and as you can see it's just up below the floor. And after that, to go inside of the camera, hit number 0, or you can go to view, active cameras and active cameras. That's the two way. As you can see, the shortcut is number 0. So I'm going to press number 0 to go inside of the camera view. After that, I'm going to press V, which is the walk navigation that I have shown you earlier, which you can find it navigation, navigation, walk navigation. When you click that, you can navigate like this. And this is what we got. And after this, what I'm going to do is, as you can see, this wall is going to be it's going to block us. So to fix that, what we can do is there are two ways. First one is I can select this one, hit duplicate inside of the edit mode, and then I can select this and then this, and then press P and then selection. After I have done that, now this is a separate object, and then I'm going to create a new collection and place this one on that collection. So I'm going to press M, new collection. I'm going to select type this one to hidden, and I'm going to hit OK. And then after this, if I minimize this connection, as you can see, I have another collection called hidden. So after this, you will see this filter option. If you click it, you will see this mask and indirect only. So I'm going to select this indirect only. As you can see, now we have an option called indirect only. So I'm going to activate this now, this one. So whatever object that's inside this inside this collection, we are only going to see the indirect effect of it. So if I press 0 and then press V, and I'm going to navigate like this. So if I go to the render view like this, for example, as you can see, I can't see the wall. I will only see its shadow or its reflection or anything. Just I cannot see it directly. So that's the function of this one. But if I deactivate this, as you can see, I'm going to see the white wall. That's the first one. The second one is select this camera like this, go to camera properties, and then you will see an option called clip start and clip end. So I'm going to hold on shift and increase the clip start. As you can see, I can increase the clip start. So by using these two methods, you can just remove any obstacle that's in front of you, so that you can have a better shot. The next thing that we have to do is I'm going to go to this output properties, and I'm going to activate this render region. When I do that, Blender is going to render it only on my camera view or on the region that I have assigned. So for example, if I press Ctrl B and create a region like this, as you can see, it's going to render like this. If I press Ctrl B and maybe create a larger border or a region, as you can see, it cannot go above my camera view or my camera resolution. So that's what I want. So after this, we have some kind of manipulation right here. As you can see, this is not bright, so I can increase the sky strength to 5, for example, and we can have a brighter scene like this. And the next thing that I can do is if I go to this shader editor, it's already on shader editor, just change this one to world like this. So as you can see, we have different properties. Most of them that you can see here, you can also manipulate them here, but the one thing that you can't manipulate here is the rotation or the location of the scale, mostly the rotation. So you don't have to change this one. If you change the location or the rotation, the scale, it's going to be distorted, but you can change the rotation. So for example, if I get outside of the edit mode by navigating this, as you can see, this is my HDRI, as you can see. So if I change the rotation, as you can see, it's going to rotate it without distorting it or without doing anything. So as you can see, we can use this rotation to control the lighting. So if I press 0, as you can see, this is the lighting that I'm getting. So maybe using the number 5 might not be beneficial. So let me change this back to 1. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one, maybe decrease the focal length. I want to see more of the row, right? So decrease the focal length, and then decrease the X resolution so that I'll have a little bit vertical image like this. And then go to this item, let us adjust the rotation of this camera. So I'm going to make this one to 90 since I want this to be vertical, and I'm going to hit 0 like this. I mean 0 for this one and 0 for this one, since I want this to be perfectly in front of this scene. And after this, I can go to this easy HDRI again. Where is it? Right here. And I don't like the lighting, so what I'm going to do is let me change this one, and then let me maybe increase the focal length as 50 as it was, like this. And also what I can do is I can go to Z and rotate it like this maybe, and then press V, and then move something like this so that I can have a better angle of my the room. So let me increase maybe my clipping like this so that I can see clearly. And then let me select this one and let me apply the material on all over the place like this. And then like this. After it, let me select this one, hit tab, press AU, cube projection, just basic UV wrapping. Maybe select this camera, decrease the focal length like this, maybe 45, and then rotate it in the Z direction like this. Make sure that the X is 90. So I think this camera setup. This camera setup is good. So after this, the next thing that I will do to enhance my lighting is most of the time, let me change this one to 3D viewport, and then I'm going to press Shift A and I'm going to add a sun lamp like this, and I'm going to press G and I'm going to press R and rotate it like this. As you can see, this is my sun lamp like this, and I'm going to make the strength to 10 like this, as you can see, but it's not realistic, right? This is not what I'm going for. So for example, if I go to this easy HDRI and make the sky strength to 0, so this is our sunlight, right? This is what we are getting. So let me rotate it a little bit in the Z direction, press RZ and make it something like this, press RY and then something like this maybe. And then after that, if you increase the angle, as you can see, it's going to be less sharp and sharp. So I'm going to make this one to 50, 55, something like this. And then I'm going to press RY and move it like this. The reason that I'm doing this one is I want our focal point to be on this chair. So I want everything else to be more darker. And then after this, let me give this 1. I don't want this to be 2. So guys, as you can see, we have more, emphasis on our chairs and everything. As you can see, this part is more bright and this part is a lot more dark. And after this, let me go to this render properties, and in the color management, I'm going to change this one to medium high contrast. I think this contrast is good. As you can see, it's way better. The first one is kind of washed off, right? But this one, it gives us a really good contrast. And also you can use these curves. So most of the time what I do is I just decrease this part like this and increase this part so that I can have more contrast. So maybe not use them, I don't think I need more contrast than this medium high contrast. I can affect the exposure like this, maybe give it 0.2 or something like this. So this is what it's looking like for the lighting. So guys, after this, the next thing that we have to do is let us copy this part of the wall on this part. The next thing that we have to do is we have to place a light right here, and also some kind of LED light behind this this frame, so that we have something interesting. So guys, the next thing that we have to do is let me go to this timeline. Just change this one to timeline. Just make sure that you are on the first frame. So I'm going to select this camera and I'm going to go to item. As you can see, we have the location and the rotation. So I'm going to press I on the rotation and on the location. Now we have a frame right here, and I'm going to go to the second frame and I'm going to press V and navigate. Since I have already shown you what V is used for, just I'm going to navigate like this. Just let me make this 90 and make this one to 0, and also make this one 0. And I want to increase the focal length like this, maybe 65 or something. Press GX, then press GY. After this, I'm going to press I to create a keyframe, and then I also on the rotation. So if I go to the first camera, it's going to be like this, but we have some kind of problem. The reason for that is we did not assign a keyframe for the focal length. So for the first one, it was 45, right? So I'm going to make it 45, and I'm going to press I, and also for the shift X, for the shift Y, and also for the clip start, we have to give all of them a keyframe. For the second one, I think let me save the keyframe also right here. Press I, but for this case, it's going to be 65, right? So make it 65 and press I. So if I go to the first one, as you can see, everything is going to change. But we have to fix this clip start, so just make it smaller like this and then press I. So guys, as you can see, we have different property of camera on different frames. And if I press Alt H, as you can see, everything will be dark. The reason for that is we haven't deleted this one. So just select it, press X and delete, since we're not going to need it, right? We're not going to need it. So guys, this is all for today. I hope you have learned something from this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that I can keep making videos like this in the future, and you can find this project file on my Patreon. That's a great way to support me, and see you in the next tutorial.